London. It's the home for the London Eye, Tower Bridge, Westminster Abbey, Buckingham Palace, and so much more. London is such a multicultural and diverse city that there's always something happening, something to see, and something to learn. It's filled with a bunch of little neighborhoods that are distinctive from one another, and all of them combined make up the city that is enjoyed by many. After spending some time here, there are things that I have learned in and out of the classroom. It's been good fun hearing British accents and exploring one of my favorite places, so here are some things I came up with that will hopefully make your time getting to know the big city a little bit easier. Tip number 1, learn how to navigate the tube. The tube is what Londoners call the underground subway system. While you're in London, the tube will probably be your main mode of transportation other than walking and taking the bus. From the amount of stations and fare zones London consists of, it's absolutely essential that you learn how to read a map, which trains to use, and then which direction the train needs to go. Like any Londoner, you will need to get used to how packed the trains get during peak time, and you will probably miss a train at one point, but don't worry because trains usually come often enough that it shouldn't be a big issue for you. And once you figure this out, remember to mind the gap when you board the train. Tip number 2, do go to class. I cannot stress how important it is to stay on top of your studies because it will be easy to slack off. Your classes will still have regular assignments and possibly presentations you have to prepare for and field trips that may not be easy to make up. You should also expect to have homework to complete outside of class, and it's best to not procrastinate so you can enjoy your time off. I know you want to have fun while you're abroad, but just remember you will be getting a grade at the end of the term. Tip number 3, immerse yourself in the culture and locals. This was one of my favorite memories from the trip. Meeting locals was a way for me to feel more comfortable, and getting to know people I would not normally meet at home was an eye-opener. I learned how differently they lived, and it made me realize that there was much more to London than I expected. I also went to London when the World Cup was going on, and football is a huge part of the culture, so a group of us would watch every game in a pub where we'd meet lots of locals and get to know areas a little bit better. I think you can learn a lot about a city this way, and you can find hidden gems like the skyscraper you can enter for free and see London from 35 floors up. Tip number 4, view tours for the day. Sometimes when you want to immerse yourself in the culture, you forget about seeing what the city is known for. Don't forget to check out the touristy spots and get your pictures because you're going to love looking back at them later, and your friends and family back home will probably want to see what you're up to. There's so much to see in London that you can pretty much sightsee any day and check out things like the markets that have clothes and food vendors. I actually preferred getting food at these places other than actual restaurants because the food was cheaper and tasted way better. There's also the crazy big department store Harrods that if you want to see it all, I recommend doing multiple trips because although it's cool, it can be pretty overwhelming. Tip number 5, take a weekend or day trip. Paris seems to be a popular destination for those who study in London, and that was the place my friends and I decided to go to for a weekend. It's pretty easy to travel around Europe by train, coach, or plane, and it won't be as expensive to get to as opposed to if you were traveling from the US. Since you're only there for a short amount of time, your days will be packed, but it will be an incredible experience. Not everyone will be able to afford taking trips to other countries, but there's plenty of cheaper options that you can take around England, which are pretty easy to get to. There's Windsor Castle, and if the weather permits, Brighton Beach, and loads of others, so be sure to take a look at some options. USAC will also plan some day trips, which is open for all students to attend and is included with the tuition and fees. Tip number 6, check the weather before you leave. I know you will be gone a lot longer than a few days, but definitely check what's currently happening and compare that to previous years. London is known for its cloudy and rainy weather, but when I went, it was constantly hot and humid, and there was little to no AC anywhere. We had plenty of clear skies and even opportunities to enjoy the beach, but the heat definitely resulted in me and many other students overpacking and taking many, and I mean many, ice cream breaks all the time. And lastly, tip number 7, have fun. With classes and grades aside, enjoy all the time you have while you're abroad, and remember to stay positive when something doesn't turn out right. You're going to make mistakes, so accept that you'll make them, and make them to learn to laugh at yourself, embrace the cultural differences, and appreciate the people around you, and cherish every moment. Whether you're abroad for a summer, a semester, or a year, the term will eventually come to an end, but you're going to create friendships and memories that you will want to relive and remember for a long time. Live in the moment and take in as much as you can, because at the end of the day, you're here to learn and experience new things. And before you know it, you'll find yourself at a farewell dinner and then on a plane ride home, wanting to do it all over again. Now, these are just tips I thought would be helpful, but here are a few more from other students that will hopefully give you an even better idea.
Okay, I would pack half of what you think you need. go to Camden and get a Hawaiian shirt. Aloha.
Get a fan.
Make sure you bring a water bottle because you will get thirsty, and get your vitamin C in because you will get sick. The tube is your best friend.
My advice would be just really submerge yourself into the culture and try to experience as many things as possible because that really just makes it a full experience.
I learned to not pack as much as you think you need because you're going to end up wearing the same 5 things pretty much all the time.
Definitely save up a lot more than the budget sheet says, and save a lot of money for transportation.
Don't overpack, especially if you're coming in the summer. Pack warm clothes. Don't think it's going to be rainy because I brought lots of stuff. Didn't wear